All right, so I think this is my last tip. So we are seeing more and more departments, units analyzing their processes and focusing on process improvement. And whether that is because you are forward thinking and wanting to make sure that your operational efficiency is ready for the next wave, or because the processes just stopped working. You have started doing process improvement and looking at the processes. What I will say for those of you who have started to implement process improvement and streamlining into your day-to-day processes is to make sure that as you are looking at these things, as you are evaluating whether they work, as you are determining how to implement things that will get you over your roadblocks and bottlenecks, you need to make sure that, one, you have enough people in the room. I have found that 7 to 10, 12 is about the right number, again, depending on the process. You may have a process in which that's a smaller process, so like 5 people is fine. But when you get more than 12 people in a room, regardless of what you're talking about, as you can imagine, you start to veer off in different directions that are not the topic of the conversation. And so again, we find that having 7 to 12 people is about the right number in the room. And then the second part of that is you want to make sure that you have people in the room who are actually doing the work. Right? Those are the people who understand how the process is impacted. They understand what buttons are pushed to make a different screen come up. They know exactly what your customers are saying about that process. They know how that process interacts with other processes. And so this is the space in which we really say leadership needs to take a step back. You need to have the people in the room who, again, know what the buttons are to push. Normally, leadership, you see the bigger picture, and you do need to bring that bigger picture and that big vision to level set the conversation at the beginning. But again, we need to know what button is pushed, why it's pushed, and when it's pushed, what does it affect? And that is normally your frontline workers. So again, kudos to all of the organizations that are kind of embarking on this process improvement journey. As you do that, kind of keep these things in mind about who to have in the room and how many people to have.